Hello, Harsha here. Welcome back. So today is the day 10 of the 21-day headstand mastery. I hope you guys have practiced whatever I have taught in the last couple of days, starting from the first variation onwards. If you haven't, please do give it a try. You can find the links over here or in the description below. It's very essential that you practice all the different variations before you start with what I'm about to teach today. So in the earlier practice that I shared with you, I showed you how to do Ekapada Shirshasana, one-legged headstand with one leg up top and then one leg down. So today I'm going to be using a chair, to do the same. So we use a chair for those people who find it very difficult for bringing the leg down because of the hips being very, very tight, or if you aren't that flexible, you may find it excruciatingly painful for you to bring the leg down. So this is for those students who find it difficult to bring the leg down when they do the headstand. So for this, you can use any chair for that matter. It's not essential that you need a chair of a specific dimension. It's just that make sure the seat of the chair is almost in line with the thighs or in the waist when you choose one. So I've chosen this. So in this one, this is in line with my knee. Or if you can't find that something this low, you can find something that comes to this height. That'll do. So first, I'm gonna place the chair here in front of me, exactly where I'm gonna be, placing the foot. You see, this must be the distance between the mat and the chair. When I sit down, my lower back should touch the edge of the seat. Now, let us just move this back a little bit so that we first come up. So as usual, as I've instructed in each and every one of the videos in the earlier ones, it's very essential that you keep your fingers interlocked. Remember, the tip of the thumb must be touching one another and the little finger must be touching one another. Now, let's get started. You place the palms against the wall, rest the knees, you stay here, you place the crown of the head on the mat, you lift the knees, gently walk in, lift the head up. So just to give you a quick recap, so this is the first variation, this is the second one, third, fourth variation, and then this is the fifth variation. This is what we did in the first couple of days. So once you get this, now try to get the balance, stay there. So you would have kept the chair far away, right? Just slowly move the chair closer towards the face. So try to get the balance. Now slowly bend the leg and place the tip of the toes on the seat, like this. See, when you do this, try to get the balance. You can bend the leg a little bit. When you try to do this, it's much easier for you to place the foot and you don't feel like the leg is turning to the right side or the left side. That's one of the main reasons of using this chair. And as I said, if your hips are very tight, you won't be able to, place the foot on the floor like how I did in the earlier videos. So here, you use a chair and then place the tip of the toes on the seat to start with. And then you come up, get the balance, stay there, and then slowly bring this down. And another thing that you can keep in mind when you try to do this one-legged headstand, what we call as Ekapada Shirshasana with the chair, is it's easier to keep the legs straight. If you do without the support of the chair, if you practiced in the earlier videos, you would have experienced a lot of pain here in the hips, and because of the tightness in the hamstrings, you may feel like, okay, there's a lot of pain in the hamstrings. That's quite natural. So just to avoid that, we come down and then we place the leg on the seat of the chair. And then we come up. Now, as usual, when you want to come down, you bend the leg. You drop the foot down. Gently move the chair back. You bend your arms, rest the forehead. And then you slowly come up. So, this is how you practice Ekapada Shirshasana with the support of the chair. This, when you start to practice one-legged headstand, Ekapada Shirshasana, it's much easier when you practice with the chair, mark my words when I say this. Why? As I said, if your hips are very tight and if you're not used to, doing the headstand, and once you start to bring the leg down, you feel like there's a lot of pressure on the head. You feel like, okay, there's a lot of pressure that's been exerted. So that's one of the main reasons why we use chair while practicing headstands, especially one-legged headstand. Now let's give this another try. Just make sure the chair is exactly where it has to be. You interlock the fingers. Place the tip of the fingers against the wall. Crown of the head down. Now lift the knees. Slowly walk in. Lift the legs up and come up. Now, if the chair is far away, just pull it closer towards you. Try to keep the leg straight. Keep the left leg there itself and gently drop the right leg down. Try to press the heels and the calf muscle against the wall, and if you find it really difficult, even you can bend the right leg a little bit. But if you want to intensify the stretch in the back, keep the leg straight. Because most of you will find if you start to keep the leg straight, you feel like, okay, there's a pull in your lower back. It's quite natural. So let's give this another try on the other side. Keep the leg straight. Now slowly bend and drop it. And as I said, you feel too much of stress here, stretch here, keep the legs bent. If you want to intensify the stretch, straighten the leg. And stay there. Slowly bend the leg and gently come up. Stay there for some time and then gently drop the leg down. Bend the leg. Move the chair back. Rest the forehead. And then you slowly come up. So, this is how you do Ekapada Shirshasana, what we call as one-legged headstand with the support of the chair. I think the last time, if you had done my previous practice video, you might have found it really difficult in the hips to bring the legs down. It's quite natural. So that's why I'm teaching you this scaled down version of practicing one-legged headstand. This works wonders, mark my words when I say. And as I said, don't lay too much of importance on the chair that you can be using. Any chair will do for the first time. Just get started with the practice. So this is Ekapada Shirshasana. Now Parshva Ekapada Shirshasana, one-legged, side angle, headstand. So even for that, we're going to use the support of the chair. So I'm going to do this for the first time on the right side. So for this, I'm going to keep the chair on my right side. And then I place the crown of the head. I walk in and then I come up. So once I'm here, first I'm going to bend the leg. I'm going to move the thighs out and then slowly stretch and then try placing the foot on the chair. This is much easier. In case if you had practiced my earlier ones that I shared 3-4 days ago, you might have found in that I had used the bolster over here, and even before that I had just directly placed my foot on the mat.
See, when you do something like that, it's very difficult for you, and the stretch here in the hips and the hamstrings is too much for you to bear. So we use the support of the chair and we get started with this. And even here, if you feel like there's too much of stretch in the hamstrings and you can't take it anymore, just bend the leg a little bit. But if you want to stretch, if you want to experience the stretch in the lower back and in the legs, keep the legs straight like this. And then while coming up, you slowly bend, come back, and then straighten the leg. Now I'm going to move the chair on the left side. So for that, I'm going to come down. I'm going to interlock the fingers again. I'm going to give the back of the palm to the wall, crown of the head on the mat. I come up. Now first I bend the leg, I push the hips out, and then I slowly straighten the leg. Okay, where is the seat? Okay, got it. So I'm going to place the foot over here. So in case if you're doing this for the first time, and if you don't have anyone around, just make sure there's someone around. Else, you're going to do the same thing whatever I did. You may find it really hard to know where exactly you have to keep the foot. If there's a person right in front of you, it's much easier. Else, if you're someone who would like to do some trial and error, please go ahead. So this is how you practice with the chair. Just place it over there and then stay there. Over the span of maybe like 4-5 months, you'll eventually be able to drop the foot here on the floor in line with the ear. So when you want to come back, just bend the leg. You come back to the center. Exhale and slowly come down. You rest the forehead. You slow down the breath. And then you slowly come up. So, this is how you do Ekapada Shirshasana and Parshvaikapada Shirshasana with the support of the chair. And the chair as a prop will actually work wonders for you in a lot of asanas that we're going to be doing, especially even in the headstand and the inversions. So please do make support of the chair if you're practicing headstand for the first time, or if you're practicing one-legged headstand for the first time, and try to place the foot on this. And as I've told you again, in all the earlier practices, never ever, ever, ever practice headstand without the support of the blanket. It's been close to 10-12 years, and even to this day, I make sure I take support of the blanket when I practice headstand. The reasons are countless, but for time being, just know that it reduces the pressure that is exerted on the neck when you're practicing headstand. As essential it is to gain mastery over the headstand practice, it is also very essential that you take all the precautionary measures that are essential for you to safely reach that state where you gain absolute mastery over the headstand practice. So I hope this was informative. Please do let me know how you felt once you practice in the comments below. I really look forward to reading them. And if you want to learn any other technique or any other different variations of practicing, please do write to me directly on my email, or you can reach me on any of my handles, social media handles for that matter. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.